doing a great job representing my former constituents. So I'll recognize you for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's indeed big shoes to fill in Pasco County. Ms. Humpton, thank you very much for being here today and for providing your testimony. Your perspective on artificial intelligence empowering employees really resonates, I think, with many of us on this committee. There is a fear that AI will replace the American employee, but I agree with you that we need to look at AI as an assistant to the American manufacturer rather than its replacement. Can you provide some examples of how Siemens is using AI in manufacturing and supply chains to help its workers do their jobs more effectively and productively?
Thank you, Congresswoman Lee. Yeah, this is really fun because there are a couple of fantastic stories here. Imagine a couple of engineers thinking that they want to design a light motor to be used in aviation, electric aviation. What you have to do is take weight out of the motor. How are you going to do that? What these engineers did is they collaborated, they were debating back and forth, they were going to have votes on the team of who had the better design for one element. And one member of the team said, well, why don't we ask our generative design assistant? And it turned out that assistant drew a picture that was unlike what either of the expert engineers had come up with. And in fact, its performance was better than what could have been designed using paper and pencil. Now, let me tell you another funny story. We work with battery manufacturers all the time, and I met with one startup about 18 months ago, and the president of the company was telling me about his new US-based factory that he was getting ready to build. I asked him if he had used a digital twin to plan that facility, and he said, no, I've done something even better. I'm actually building a scale model. We're gonna have just one line, small scale production. I saw that same CEO several months later, and he said, Barb, I should have gone the digital route. When I built it, I forgot to put in any overflow areas. And so anytime one part of the line stopped, we had a mess on our hands. These are just examples of the kinds of things that come up where the use of AI can actually elevate the results that we get. And that's not to mention the things that are happening every day. We have operations that require intensive stocking and restocking, and frankly, that's drudgery. But the ability now to use artificial intelligence to help us plan that work, plan the movement of goods through our factories, we are making our own factories safer, more productive, and frankly, just plain more fun to work in.
Thank you, Ms. Kinder. I'm sorry, Ms. Humpton. Now, Mr. Kinder, I want to first congratulate you on the grant that Autodesk received from my alma mater, the University of Florida, to advance the field of industrialized construction engineering. As I understand it, this work will dramatically reduce construction costs while doubling the speed of construction, and I look forward to seeing what this partnership can accomplish. Could you tell us about how Autodesk software makes manufacturers more resilient and ready to adapt to supply chain disruptions, inflation, and other things?
Thank you for your question, Congresswoman Lee. We're incredibly excited about the project with the University of Florida. Industrialized construction is something that we have supported for a long time. It's basically bringing manufacturing practices and the efficiencies of that into the construction process, which does save time and money. And so we are, when we talk about industrialized construction, we're talking about building some things off-site and then bringing them and assembling them on-site. We talk about taking software, including AI, and bringing manufacturing software, the HVAC system in a building, into the architectural software and combining those. Historically, those have been very disconnected. So all of this drives efficiency, and when you add AI on top of that and digital twins, it becomes a much more efficient process.
And in addition to the added efficiencies that you describe, how can the use of artificial intelligence in this way also foster innovation?
We have a capacity challenge in the U.S. in terms of a shortage of skilled labor and manufacturing jobs that are unfilled. AI, by taking some of the drudgery as described or some of the more mundane or tedious, low-value added tasks, by automating those, you augment the worker. So you're augmenting the worker, freeing up some of their time so they can focus on much more creative and more productive tasks.
Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
I thank the gentlewoman. Now recognize Representative Trahan for her 5 minutes.